Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome back to another Ninja Gato show. What's going on, Maury? Simon C. Laney. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gatos, I have the privilege and the honor to be interviewing one of the best Twitch musicians that I have ever come across on the Twitch platform. And that is the Graceful Bard. So without further ado, here is the Graceful Bard. Hey!
Hi.
How are you? How are you? Welcome to the stream for the first time today. How are you feeling? You feeling good? You feeling good?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been looking forward to this all week. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm very excited because you are one of the coolest creators I've come across on Twitch, and
Well,
I'm very
oh,
excited you've given me the opportunity to interview
likewise. Thank you for having me.
you. I was surprised you liked my last interview so much, and you're willing to come on. So thank you for this. Thank you for this. Bard's audio dropped too low again.
Hmm.
Oh, let's see what if I can do anything. Can you turn yourself a smidge, Bard? Just a smidge up?
Yeah.
Or okay, just getting closer to the mic helps too.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I gotta just eat the mic.
Yeah,
Is that better?
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Um,
This is my
so
first day.
this is your
Sorry.
first. Oh, okay. Pro streamer. Pro streamer. Gotta talk directly into the microphone. So, okay. So, one of the first things we do, eating the mic, classic. Yes, exactly, exactly. So one of the first things we do on an interview is I shout you out, and I always enjoy shouting people out because I have an overlay that plays a random clip, a completely random. So it's kind of like a slot machine. So whatever's going to come out, it's going to come out, and you're going to have the pleasure of giving us more context at what we're looking at. Because I'm not, we'll find out together. So let's do that. So here's my
Oh
shout
boy.
out. Here it goes.
Oh wow. Okay. That's an interesting one.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that's just one of your normal music streams, but maybe you can provide more context. What?
No, so that was actually, I think it was one of the follower celebrations. Like we hit a milestone, and my brother, who lives in the same house as me, we actually collaborated and did a whole Final Fantasy cover stream. So
Really?
yeah, so he played piano, and I dressed up as Terra from Final Fantasy VI, and we just spent hours doing Final Fantasy covers. So it was
Oh,
totally
nice. Oh,
totally out of the
nice.
norm, but it was pretty neat though. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, and I'm gonna pin your channel uh, in the chat so people can follow you. So that's awesome. Awesome. Cool. Yes. Bard's voice is beyond soothing. I just like I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I love lurking in your streams, going to your streams. Um,
Hmm.
okay. Now the second question, we that was so pretty. I need Graceful Bard to Sleep soundtrack. Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Hmm. You guys.
I know. See, even my gatos will raise you up. We will all raise you up because you are one talented musician, and that is for sure. That is for sure. Okay. The second question we traditionally ask on this show is the story behind the name. So, can you tell us the story of how you came up with the name for your channel?
Sure. So when I first started streaming, I just had some generic username that I used across whatever. And I started streaming actually as a gamer, playing this MMO called Shroud of the Avatar. But what I was doing was I would go and fight, and then I would have the folks from the game come back to my lot, and I would play music in real time, and then they would all sit around and watch on Twitch. So I was like, well, I need a different name. I can't be, some random name. I need something that fits what I'm doing. So I figured if I'm gonna game but also do music, I could be a bard because that's kind of like, it's a class of a character in a game or something. So I just kind of whipped up the Graceful Bard and stuck with it. And then once it started catching on, I was like, oh shit, now I can't change it.
I
I
miss
have to
those
just be the
streams.
Graceful Bard. But I like it. It's, it works.
Oh, wait. Uh, when's the last time you did a gaming stream?
Um, well, a few weeks ago, we
Oh,
did play. I was trying to revive the game nights, but I don't know. It kind of died off pretty quick. I did a
try the
couple of
avatar.
Star Trek Online, and then I did WWE 2K23 the other day. But you know, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm not much of a gamer, but I don't know. Yeah.
Cat Dude says Strata the Avatar has best community. Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. Bard is also the name for Google chose for its AI project and then changed it to Gemini.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. And how long have you been doing music? Like, how long have you been a musician?
Uh, Pretty much my whole life. I mean, my family is really musical, so I grew up in a family that sang at every gathering and, you know, grew up doing like choir stuff with my family and things like that. So yeah, as long as I can remember, I've been a musician. But doing this, the looping and stuff, I started doing that pretty much during lockdowns. So before that, I would like play at coffee shops or something, and it never really did it for me. But this this has become kind of my thing. I like doing music the way that I do it now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I noticed you play a lot of instruments. Can you tell us about all the instruments you play?
uh, well, in this particular setup, it's mostly just keyboard style synthesizers. So I've got this is a Yamaha MX49. That's my main one, and originally I bought this because I was trying to do gigs and stuff, and it's really lightweight and it's got effect knobs and stuff, so it's kind of customizable, and it's all right. But it's growing on me a little bit too much now. I'm kind of over it. But I've got these other little synths. This is a Critter and Guitari pocket piano. And then I've got my OP1, which is new, but I actually think it's broken now, so I have to get it repaired.
Okay.
And then I've got this thing, the Arturia Micro Freak. But I also play French horn professionally. I have a
What?
yeah, I've got a guitar, got a bass, I've got a ukulele. I have a harmonium under my bed right now. I've got a lot of stuff, but these are the main ones. So I won't go crazy with all the other things, but yeah, I've got a lot of like flutes and stuff, the automaton, cat piano.
Wait, so you're like a true bard in the sense that you can play almost any instruments? It was what it sounds like. What the heck? Flutes,
Eh,
strings, winds, brass.
I
Now
can't play reed instruments though.
can't play
Like I
reed.
tried to play clarinet or sax or something, and I just can't do it. Something about the reed in there, I can't do it. So
Yep. Cat dude
major
says
props.
you have a cat keyboard too, which I think I've
Yeah, I
seen.
do.
I've seen
I
that one.
do.
Um, wait, now I have to know. What is like the weirdest instrument you've played?
Oh, the weirdest?
Hmm.
I mean, I also have a sitar that I got off Facebook Marketplace many years ago for like $50. So,
Wow.
and that's a weird instrument. I mean, it's really beautiful, but it's so awkward to play, and I had to
Multi-talented.
restring it. And I restrung it, and I did it wrong, so the strings are kind of sticking out. And anytime I sit with it, it like slices me up. So
Thanks.
that's weird. Yeah.
That's cool. Lord Saucion says she literally plays any instrument. Pretty much. So everything except for woodwinds, right? Everything but
Yeah.
woodwinds. Wow. And Are you classically educated in music, or you just learned it all on your own?
Yeah, I just play by ear pretty much. I mean, I was in school, so, I didn't go to school for music, but like high school, I had to take lessons in
Hmm.
school. So, just like your basic band nerd stuff. But no, I'm really bad with music theory. Surprisingly, like people will come into my chat and say, "Oh, you're playing this scale." And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm playing. I'm just playing what sounds good." So, I should probably learn how to do music properly, but I I don't know. It's just one of those things I just never had the urge to do it. So,
Pyle says she has a theremin too. She got it for her
oh
birthday.
yeah.
You play a
Yeah.
theremin? What?
Yeah, I know. I haven't played with it much after they got it for me because I realized that you need 3 feet of space to even like set it up. And
Oh.
so the way my room is set up right now, like this is it. So it's a wall behind me. I kind of have space here now, so maybe I could put it here, but the problem is getting the view right and all that.
Hmm.
So, but eventually, someday I keep telling them, especially the people that got that for me, eventually I'm gonna have a dedicated space for the theremin and I'm gonna just learn it properly.
Oh man, I'd love to see her play a hurdy-gurdy.
That's
Nice. That's
like
nice.
what the little monkey plays, isn't it? Like
Uh,
the thing with the crank? Is that a hurdy-gurdy?
I'm not sure. Now I'm confused. But yeah, your community seems very, very interested in seeing you do a wide variety of instruments.
Eh.
Yeah. Oh, and you played Sweeney Todd, and you played that song. Interesting.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
good.
That was recent. I have this group of theater people because I
Hmm.
used to play French horn for a community theater,
Okay.
and it recently sort of stopped hiring musicians, but a group of us get together once a month and play shows, kind of like in a warehouse, just for
Hmm.
fun. So it I call it the what do I call it? The black market black box theater or something. We don't have
Oh,
a name for it, but that's what I call it because it's totally not legal. I don't think it
hurdy-gurdy
is.
has keys as well as a crank. Okay. Oh, okay,
Ah.
okay. Have you played like gone to like a big church or something and played like a huge pipe organ?
I have not actually. That
Oh,
sounds really great though. I would love
yeah.
to do that.
Try that out because Nova was telling us that it's not just your hands, it's your feet too. And that's part of
Mhm.
playing it. That's pretty cool. That'd be interesting to see. Awesome. So you've just naturally been born into music, and it just is like a second language to you. That's amazing. It's amazing to see somebody with that talent. A bagpipe? That would be cool. If your community got you a bagpipe, would you use it or
Oh
try
my
it
god.
out?
I'm sure my family would love that.
uh,
Ah.
nice, nice. Okay. Uh, but here on Twitch, you primarily do improvised loops. What inspired you to try that on your Twitch streams and make that what you do?
So it's interesting because uh, I actually had a really small looper pedal that I had bought before I started streaming because I started writing music that was a little bit more complicated and weird compared to my old songs. Like my old music would just be very typical, like I'm gonna write a pop song, like a love song, and then I'll just bring a piano and play it somewhere. But I started writing weird stuff, so I'm like, okay, I gotta create loops or something so that I can perform this live.
Mhm.
So I did that. But then when I started streaming music, I actually found a couple of other looper streamers who use the 505, which is the looper pedal that I have,
Ah,
and it
okay.
blew my mind. So yeah, so I got it thinking, okay, well I can do my songs on it, but then what ended up happening is that every time I started playing around with it, it's like the music would just come out and I would just start making random stuff and I enjoyed that more than trying to replicate old songs. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So now I'm pretty much just strictly improv. We'll do covers or, originals from time to time, but for the most part, I found a nice cozy spot and improv.
Nice, nice. Nomori wants to know how long you've been playing instruments, and do you make your own songs from scratch?
Yeah, I've been playing instruments since I was really small. I started playing piano by ear when I was like 3, I think. And I started writing music, I'd say probably when I was like 8 or 9. I started writing music. And so, yeah, I make my own songs. And that's actually one thing that I do now that Twitch has kind of been going well. I noticed that a lot of people will come in, and when I sing their name, they're like, "Oh, I want to use this for a theme song." So I've been writing theme songs for people too. So
Nice, nice.
yeah,
That's awesome.
pie ear pog
Yes, it is
with
Pog.
these ears.
um, awesome, awesome. Um, actually, let's cover hardware, like, cause I gotta imagine being a musician streamer with as much equipment as you have is pretty complicated. So let's talk your streaming setup. Let's talk hardware and then software. So let's start with hardware. So I'm assuming we'll just start with you've got a decent computer.
Yeah, I have a pretty decent computer. I don't really know a heck of a lot about computer stuff, to be honest. I like, as far as all of the computer aspect of it, I pretty much have had help every step of the way. And even still to this day, I'm like, if something goes wrong on OBS, I usually have friends that I go to help me fix it, because I'm just
Nice.
like, I don't understand it. I can understand the basics, but yeah, computer stuff. If something goes wrong with my computer, I'll have a friend that asks me, "Okay, well, what are the specifications?" I'm like, "Hold on a second, I have no idea. I gotta like get a step by step." So yeah, the computer
Mm-hmm.
is fast though; it's really good. And then I use OBS, of course, but that's software. So as far as hardware goes, everything that I use to make music is all DAWless. So pretty much I'm more hardware heavy with my music streams. So I have the 505, which
Yep.
acts as a music interface, like an audio interface, and that's where all my looping happens. But then I have the instruments, of course. I've got a little teeny mixer over there that's got 6 channels on it, so it's just a small little janky mixer just to control the volume. And then I have my stream deck, and yeah, it's pretty much what you see is what I use to make the music. And then as far as the actual software stuff is, I just use OBS, and sometimes I'll open up a recording program just to have the audio recorded for posterity, and then that's it. So
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And camera and microphone.
Oh yeah. Those exist too. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. So this microphone, this is a Shure SM58,
Oh, that's
and
a
these
good
are
one.
actually, yeah, these are pretty good. And what I've noticed is they're really durable.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2, so I have one that I bring on the road and one that I keep home. And sometimes if I have a special gig where I involve the audience, I'll bring both. But I have beat the crap out of one of them. I don't think this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, yes it is. This has a dent on it. So this one I've dropped a whole bunch, and it still works. So it's pretty good. And
Mm-hmm.
then my cameras, I got the Logitech 925E, I think is
Like a webcam. Okay.
is this one.
Okay.
And then the other one is a webcam too. It's a Brio that my family got me.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I had another one, but it died.
They're
So
just
rip.
okay. They're just standard webcams. That's cool. And I think I saw a Stream Deck. Is that what you use
Yep.
to switch cameras?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my Stream Deck, my little Elgato Stream Deck, just a tiny
Yep.
one.
And then what's
Does its
that thing
job.
with the red lights to your right? Yeah, what's that?
This is the Critter and Guitari Pocket Piano. It's a little
Oh,
synthesizer.
a tiny
It's pretty cool.
synthesizer.
So this is just like straight up synth. It's just a synthesizer. There's no like presets in it. Everything that you do is totally manual. So I could hear it. Is it this one? So it's got all these little knobs and stuff that you can change the effects.
Yep, SM58 is
So
pretty much the
it's
standard of
pretty neat.
mics. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, the cat dude said Newman is the Rolls Royce of mics. Interesting, interesting. Um,
Hmm.
interesting. Okay, and also, and speaking of your writing for other people, I saw that you do commissions. You do
Hmm.
commissions, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Lame Laney would be interested in the future potentially. I'd like to get in line, by the way. I know you probably have a line. I'd like to get the line maybe in April when I save a little bit more cash. But I would love probably, I think an outro song maybe, maybe
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Totally. Yeah.
Awesome. So yes, community members, we now have a trusted friend musician. We now have a trusted friend musician. It's hard to find good people because there's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of scammers out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not an intro song? Maybe. I would love both. I'd love both, but we'll have to negotiate.
Yeah.
um, she made my intro thing. That's awesome, cat dude. Noted. Man, everyone's taking your name down. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. And so, yeah, software, you're just like OBS. That's
I know. I know. Well, I can tell you about what I use to record and stuff, I guess.
oh yeah.
Because I don't do a heck of a lot of software stuff on my PC, and that's mostly because I did my looping with all hardware before I started streaming, so I'm used to that. But when I do record, I use Cubase. Right now, I'm using Cubase 12, and the only reason I use Cubase is because it's just what I've been using since, I don't know, 2012. So I've just stuck with it. I know it. I tried to learn Ableton, but Ableton is just, I don't know. I'm not into it. I like Cubase. So, which is funny because I feel like everybody uses Ableton, and then you've got the Ableton push, which is what a lot of other loopers use. But I don't know how to do any of that. So, but yeah. So that's it. That's the end. There's not much more information. I just use Cubase 12.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Bard also did our wedding song, Cat Dude's birthday song, with Pile, and then
yeah.
Future Worm says, I think it would be fun to have a theme song, even if I don't stream. Nice!
Aw. Just for when you walk into places, just have it like a little stereo on your shoulder.
Your boo
And be like,
box.
future worm food.
Nice. Nomori wants to know, do you mostly keep it to one style, or do you vary style, genre, and tempo?
That's a good question. So when I'm performing and improvising, it kind of depends on my mood because I'm influenced by a lot of different music, but I will say that I kind of lean toward a mishmash of like cinematic, trip hop, synth, sort of like some sort of combination of those. But when it comes to writing, I usually end up asking the client what they want, and I have them give me some examples so that I can kind of fit the vibe properly. And so I've written a lot of interesting things over the last couple of years for other people, and I like doing that because it gets me outside of my own comfort zone. It's kind of like a challenge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, if I'm performing, it's usually some sort of mishmash of those genres, or if I'm writing for myself, it usually tends to be more ambient, experimental, kind of dark. Sometimes it's upbeat though. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to the mood, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it free flows out of you. I'd like to believe that the songs you write for people is kind of like you telling a story and how you perceive that person's story, and that's probably what makes those songs so special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Oh yeah, even just the chatters, even the chatters that don't stream, yeah, they're all excited about the potential. Just to have Future Worm says, "Hell yeah, have a little song to act as your happy place." Yeah, and remind people that your tagline. Remind people that they are.
Oh yeah, you are important and you are loved.
You are important and you are loved. That is a very important message that I learned from the Bard's channel. And I want to say it's very inspirational. Believe it or not, I want to
Yeah, to wash your
I
butts. Sorry.
to wash your butts.
We've added on a whole bunch
Oh, a
of
bunch
new
of
things
stuff.
at the end of that too. It's like drink water, get air,
um,
wash your butt.
yes.
Talk to people, take care of yourself. Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's the main one. Yeah, it
I
is important. It's good to tell people that, and it's good to feel that about yourself. You know.
No, I took huge inspiration from that. I'm trying to figure out my own tagline. I don't want to like directly copy you because I feel like I'm gonna be
You
rude.
can go
Uh,
for it.
but I think it's an important message because a lot of people come to Twitch because we're lonely. We're and they technically don't want to go outside. So it's a good way to bring communities together, and it's important that people understand that they are loved and they are important to everybody. And this, I really loved your tagline, and I want to do something similar. Um,
Aw,
do I have to get a bidet
cool.
now? True. Namori, if you don't already have a bidet, it will change your life, by the way. It will change your life. Um, what about Grim Dark theme for Chaos Fox? Yes, Chaos Fox, if you want. If you talk to Bard, I'm sure you could kind of guide her what you'd like your song to be. Yes, Liam. Liam is one of my UK viewers, and yeah, he's like Monka outside. No, no. But yeah, that socialization is important, and it's a good message to always remind people that they're important and they're loved. And I loved it, and I love being on your channel. Um,
Aw.
all right, sometimes outside is hostile and dangerous, but we need to observe it. That is true. That is true, Future One. And Lord Sauce, yes, bidets are lovely. They will change your life forever. You will not be able to go back to being a savage after that. uh, I'm renting, so I don't think I could install one. Uh,
You probably could. I think you can. Doesn't it just like clip on the toilet? They have them that you just clip it on there and it goes. Psh.
and clip it on there, and then you tap into the cold water tap, and
Yeah.
and some tap into the under part of the sink, and that way you can get warm water, so you don't just like every time get a cold water shock. Um, so that was a tangent. That was a tangent. Yeah, that was a tangent. Um, I have to ask you though, how do you approach creating new engaging loops on the fly? Like, I find that astonishing.
Well, honestly, one of the main things, and this is something that I used to struggle with pretty hard, is that when you do it frequently, you start to hear patterns of like, oh, shoot, I've done this before. And I think the biggest trick is that you just have to learn to let go and not think about it too much, because there have been so many times where I'm like, oh, I hate how this sounds. This is driving me nuts. It's too repetitive, or oh, this sounds just like something we did last time. And but when you let go of that, then it just takes its own course, and it's really, it's kind of the same rule with any sort of improv. It's just letting go and just basically having a trust fall with whatever you're doing. And people don't realize if you're making a mistake if you don't make it obvious. And people always tell me that, oh, I didn't know that you did anything wrong, or oh, we couldn't tell
Trust.
that you hated it. So you just gotta let go. So that's kind of the biggest tip that I would give anybody who's trying to do any sort of improv, is just try your best to get out of your own head, because 99% of the time people aren't even going to notice if something isn't what you want it to be, because it's not really, that's the whole thing with improv, is it's not supposed to be any particular thing. So you got to let go of the idea that it's got to be perfect, because it doesn't. So yeah.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah.
I would say that plays to a lot of people's flaw that they are their biggest critics. And I'm just always amazed in your stream. It just seems to free flow out of you, and you seem to just let it flow and go with the flow. Don't try to fight it. Just go with it. Is what I've noticed on your stream. Um,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right. If your ego wants to die, you should just let it go. True, future world. True. Be like water. Just let it flow. Exactly, future. Um, nice. Do you have any specific techniques or practices that help you stay creative or inspired while you improv?
Yeah. Well, uh, I will say that kind of leaning into chat usually helps. Like if I'm actually live and in the middle of doing a loop, and let's say it starts to feel a little stale, if somebody comes in and says something funny, I just kind of sweep it up and I'm like, okay, we're going to use this because I don't know where else we're going to go right now. And so that's kind of the process that I rely on. If I feel like things are kind of going nowhere, it does help to lean into chat, which has been really amazing for streaming, but unsurprisingly not great for live gigs because I don't have a chat to rely on. So um,
Oh.
I'm like, I don't know how to do this live, and it just gets awkward because I'm like, ah, but
Hmm.
but doing it on stream, yeah, having chat there is really really helpful, or finding inspiration from something around me, even just to like get my brain going. But even more than that, I would say that it's important to take breaks in between the streams too. So that's like off camera stuff that kind of keeps me inspired, is finding other stuff to do that isn't just streaming, because otherwise my brain just feels like I'm, stuck in a sort of I don't know, a loop, a loop of sorts, just doing the same thing over and over again. But when I get outside or go see friends or hang out with my family and break up the monotony, then it's like, okay, now I can dive back in and I have fresh inspiration. My brain can go. So take chat with you. I like that
Yeah,
idea actually.
I was actually thinking that same thing, Lord, because if you could take your live audience and redirect them to your Twitch page, like that's a win-win. You could latch on to whatever they type into chat. Like they could just say "Happy birthday" to XYZ person in the audience, and you could flow with that. You could flow with that, and then that would like five head in the sense that it would up your followers and people your exposure. Like, damn, that's a five head idea, Lord Sauce. That is a five head idea. Uh, oh yes, so then Warm Food agrees. Ability breaks courage. Jim Piles ABCs of life. Yes, take breaks, take
Damn.
breaks. Sleep's important. That's always important. Um,
Sleep. I haven't
yep.
been getting that, so that's okay.
No.
I know. I know. I know. I'm trying. I'm trying my
uh,
best.
I also like that. You know, we were on Dan Clancy's stream, but one of the things he talks about is if you want to be a Twitch streamer or any type of performer, it's good to hone that improv skill. And I feel like you are the best model for that because you are literally improving music and engagement. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Uh, Touch grass, pet cats. I agree with the pet cats part. Just open several doors of possibility, Lord Sauce. Exactly. That was such a five-head idea. Been getting 6 hours on average night, lady. Sufficient for sleep. I like to
That's like the
hear.
bare minimum.
That's like the best. Yeah, like that's a little shy of the SP, but I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, especially in this economy, man. It's rough. It's rough out there for everybody. Um, uh, oh, I have to ask you. Have you ever experienced a creative block while streaming, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Oh yeah. I mean, all the time.
All the time. All the
All
time.
the time. Yeah, all the time. And what I've started doing is I allow myself to just accept that it's not what I want it to be sometimes. I'll put on like an original track and say, "Okay, we're going to take a little break now," because I really think that what happens is the tiredness, like I get kind of exhausted sometimes, and if you try to push through that, you got to listen to your body and you got to listen to your mind, because if you're feeling out of it, even a small break will usually help a little bit at least.
Hmm.
So that's usually what I end up doing, especially now that I'm getting a little more experienced. I'll put on a song and maybe even put on my BRB screen and like go lay on the floor or something, um, so I think that's the biggest thing. You just start to learn how to accept that everything's not going to be flawless, and it's okay to give yourself a break. So that's how I deal with creative blocks now. It's like just take a break, step away from it, and come back. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think that is cool that you are showing that you're not like this perfect goddess musician. Like you too experience uh, creative blocks. That gives like a lot of people have anxiety about that, and it's natural. It's natural. I think you gave some good advice. Just take a break, even if it's during your live stream. Take a break, and then also I feel like chat can pick up on it. I feel like they can
Yeah.
pick up on it, like your social cues that you're just not like feeling it.
Mhm.
Blasphemy, blasphemy. But so it's good. You can take a break, and that also helps chat reset. And then you can come back and then improv off of whatever new chats are up. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
there's some comfort in imperfection too. Asymmetry can be beautiful. That is true. That is true. That is the. I think in this new era of AI art, we look for imperfections because that is the biggest indication that it's fake and not beautiful in the sense that it's just really quickly, AI generated. Um,
Mhm.
part of the joy is watching is perform is seeing their humanity. That is true. We are all, well, you all are humans. I'm a cat. Like I'm just a regular cat. Or I used to be a ninja cat. I'm retired now. The best part, maybe it is. I would say the best part. I would say the best part, and the fact that you can engage with us directly. You can't engage with um, Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie on screen when they're performing on your television. So I think live streaming is probably one of the best viewer experiences, in my opinion. In my opinion. Um, 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 speaking of audience interaction, how do you incorporate audience interaction and requests into your improvised loops?
So really the main thing that I've been doing is I like to sing people's names, but I don't do as much along the lines of requests anymore. But when I first started streaming, I did do a lot of song requests. But what I found is that if I wasn't in the mood to do this song, I would be like, "Oh, we gotta do this song." so, so I decided that rather than be grumpy half the time, I would just stop doing them because
Nice, nice.
otherwise I was just gonna hate everything. So, and it was hard. It was a hard decision to make because a lot of other music streamers, that's all they do, and they get great reception, but for me, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna take this song away," and then someone would come back and try to request it, and they're like, "Where's my song?" And I'm like, "I don't know what happened to it, man. It's gone." So, like, I started feeling like a jerk, so I'm like, "Let me just do improv instead." So, but to kind of keep the audience aware that I do think about them and that I do care and I am seeing them, I do their names instead. Or sometimes we'll sing what's going on in chat. Like if there's some sort of crazy conversation happening in chat, I'll make up a song about that. Like, and that's one thing I love about my community too is that I'll be in the middle of a song and then I look up and they're talking about some wild stuff. Like I don't even know. Like I'll maybe mention one thing about like poop and then they just go on like a 20-minute tirade about poop. And I'm like, you guys are the best. I don't even you guys entertain yourselves. This is wonderful. And then we make a song about it and it's beautiful.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. You literally have a poop song, is what I've learned.
Oh, lots of poop songs. And that's
Really?
how you weed out the people that don't that don't want to be there. That they hear poop, they leave.
Nice.
Sorry to anybody that doesn't like that in Ninja Gato's stream, but yeah. Yeah.
Zombies wanted to make the note that Bard definitely does not interact every time, and I am absolutely not an hour or more late to her stream.
Zombies, you better watch it. That's it. You're banned.
I gotcha.
No, zombies is great. Zombies is always late, but that's okay. Zombies
No, no
makes a
more.
really
Don't leave. Uh,
Aw. Don't leave. Yeah, no. Okay,
actually,
no more caca.
actually, Damar's got like some of the strongest constitution. Uh, I learned, I learned about stuff that I didn't think was a thing that you humans do that I'm not gonna repeat on this video. because I don't want it to get blocked by the algorithm. But yeah, they knew what it was. They knew what it was. And I'm like, bro, you didn't know? And I'm like, why is that a thing? Like, first off, I need to know why. And they're like, why not? And I'm just like, oh, that's even worse. uh,
Oh.
all right, let's get this back on track. How has your musical background and training influenced your uh, improv improv style?
Hmm. Well, uh, so as I mentioned, I haven't really gotten a heck of a lot of formal training, but I will say that growing up in my family kind of felt like training of its own type because I'm the youngest of 5 kids. So my
What?
yeah, so
That's
my
a
older
big family.
siblings, yeah, it's a long story, but two of my siblings especially are really into music, and one of my oldest brothers, he taught me how to, play the piano a little bit as a little kid. Like he wrote the notes on the keys for me and stuff, and so he got me kind of into that. And then my other brother, who still we live here, together, um, he kind of raised me on film scores and video game scores. So for me, I feel like having that training kind of prepared me for making music on Twitch, because I have a pretty wide knowledge of I don't know, movie and video game music, and I feel like the video game thing kind of translates to Twitch,
Hmm.
but that's also inspired my style and stuff too. So maybe I don't know, maybe that, but yeah, as
Cool.
far as actual training, I haven't had a heck of a lot, but I guess the little sprinkles of training that I've had have helped me along the
Well,
way.
you were literally born into it. You're literally born and
Yeah.
breathed in music.
Yeah, I
That's
had no
crazy.
choice. I
No
had no
choice.
choice.
Like if if you had to guess your family how many instruments you own together, how
Oh,
many would that be? Do you think, or ballpark it?
I don't even know. Like I'm just looking around my room right now, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Like I've 16. There's got to be
Over 100
like
easily.
no, well, it's probably like 30 or 40 or 50 maybe, if you include all the small little things that you could call an instrument.
Nice, nice. And that's
But
just you? And that's just you?
no, no, that's probably combined because we have
Combined.
a piano downstairs, like a little crappy old upright that one of my brothers rescued, and we've got
Mm.
what else? We've got some old brass instruments that used to belong to random people, and we got a bunch of random things in the house. So yeah, so yeah, we have a
Right.
lot of instruments though,
If
for sure.
there's a large family gathering that's kind of like a reunion of you all, is it also just like a jam sesh?
I wish. No, actually. It's funny because like my mom and my dad both were musicians their whole
Okay.
lives pretty much, but they weren't professional musicians, but in college they were musicians, but they didn't keep up with the instruments that they played. They
Mm.
mostly just sing. So, I will say that when we have a family get together, we do sing together and we'll
Oh, nice.
harmonize and stuff. It's real cheesy. It's really cheesy. We'll like sing Christmas carols and harmonize, and I have some
Nice.
recordings of that on my phone that I should have eventually do something with,
Nice.
but uh
Nice.
but yeah, I wish it was a jam session. That sounds cool. I don't jam with people enough. I need to do that.
Yeah, you can make that a family goal. Make that a family goal at one of your
Yeah.
next reunions. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, you said, Twitch has given you outlet. What initially drove you to the world of live streaming on Twitch? I need to know. I need to know.
Honestly, it was literally just like huh. So I had a full-time job in 2019 that I quit. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to start pursuing my music and I'm going to get some part-time jobs. And at the same time, I was also playing Shroud of the Avatar. And one of my friends in Shroud of the Avatar told me that I should stream. And I also had friends in the past who told me that I should join Twitch. So after enough people told me to join, I was like, okay, whatever. stream myself playing this game because I'm playing it several hours a day anyway. So I started streaming, and then once I explored Twitch a little bit more, I realized that there were musicians on it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, what? Wait, so I
Yeah.
could be doing that?" So that's when I started doing the music in my stream, and coincidentally, that was also around the time that the lockdowns happened. So I was like, "Well, now I don't have music gigs. I'm just gonna go all in on my music," and so that's how it happened. So.
Damn. Interesting. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
been quite a journey. Quite a journey. Um, all right. How have you built and engaged with your community on Twitch?
Uh, well, I don't know. Well, I mean, we hang out and chat,
That's
and
cool.
I'll I'll say that building the community has been a very conscious effort on my part. Like I try to be engaged with chat, but also I try to make sure that we set kind of like a tone for our chat. You know what I mean? I don't. I've been in other streams where the chat doesn't talk to each other at all, and it always I feel a little like weird about it because I'm like, you guys are all just here for the stream, or you're not here for each other. You gotta talk to each other. You know. I really
Hmm.
like channels where people talk to each other. That was actually one thing that I liked about your channel when I caught it the other day. I like that everybody's really friendly to each other and they interact and stuff. That to me is a good sign, you know. But I think that by setting that kind of vibe for the community allows the community to grow organically. And by catching when somebody is maybe not so great, I used to be afraid of banning people. I used to not want to do it. But now I'm like, if I see somebody's being a jerk or
Instant
they're like saying
nuked.
nasty stuff, I just ban them. I'll let the unban request come in and
Hmm.
I'll deal with it later. But I'm very protective of my community now. I don't let people come in and cause problems anymore. I feel like a dictator, but you kind of have to be. You gotta set some rules.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like the community honestly helps grow itself because people are just so nice to each other
Yep.
and people become friends outside of the stream too, which is nice. So that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
toxic people, it's like poison. Like, it'll
Yeah.
poison the well, so you gotta get rid of it quickly. Gabe says she's really built a wonderful community. Worm says, I've always wondered what he meant by unwanted, though. Uh, Not sure I understand that comment. Love Bunt says she has things she sends to people and little action interactions and stuff. That's true. You also did a movie night. I went to join you
Oh yeah.
for Robin Hood Men in Tights the other night.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Uh,
do that. That's fairly newish. It's been about a year actually. So I guess it's not that new. But yeah, I like movie nights too. That's a new thing and it's neat. That's a perk for
mhm.
subs. And yeah.
Oh, Bam Chickadee wants to know from me, did your opinion change with Gato's sound alerts? Oh no, that was probably for you. Did your opinion change of hanging out here with my new sound alerts?
Yeah, it made me respect the channel even more.
Oh,
I,
yay!
I like gross stuff, so the more people get to know me, the grosser I get, which is scary for my community because they probably come in thinking that I'm nice, and then I'll say some outlandish shit, and then they, I don't know, maybe
Mhm.
leave. But
Yep,
it happens.
Namori's right. He says you set your rules, people have to accept them, not others. Yes, guidelines are guidelines. Yep. You have to protect yourself and your community. Absolutely, cat dude.
Oh, future worm
Nice.
food. What? Don't be scared, future. You're okay. It's when people come in and say like really offensive stuff is what I don't accept. We've
Hmm.
had we've had people come in that just say really like borderline I don't even know. Just like not good. Bad vibes and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Zombie
oh
also says
scared
movie
of me
nights are
getting
the best.
disgusting. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh yeah. That's gonna
Nice,
happen.
nice. Yeah, your community loves the new movie nights. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Five head smoke screen.
Smokescreen. Yeah, he's definitely a pillar in my community. He's definitely a pillar. Now, I have to ask you, like, what's the biggest challenge of, being a streamer who also is trying to, feed themselves? Like, how do you balance that? Like,
Well, it's it's a challenge. There have been times where I'm like, okay, this is looking good, and streaming is something that I'm just gonna focus in on completely. And then there are months where it's not the case at all. And I actually just got two jobs on top
oh,
of streaming for the first time since I started streaming, and I'm excited about them though. But there's always that concern that working and streaming, you're gonna lose the ability to stream because of energy levels and all that. So I'm gonna play it by ear and just see how it works out. But honestly, yeah, it's hard. It's hard being even just a creative person in general. It's not easy. It's not easy. So there's a lot of sacrifice involved, whether it's sacrificing your free time so that you can focus more on creating your stream or your music or whatever, or sacrificing your financial freedom because you're doing that, or sacrificing the time that it takes to stream. There's always some sacrifice involved. So that's the biggest thing.
mm-hmm,
So it's rough, but it's worth it. I will say that it's worth it to pursue your passion. I'm glad that I spent the last 4.5 years doing this, because now I feel like I've kind of reached my limit to a certain extent, and I can kind of see, all right, well, this is what I'm capable of doing, and I think I can do more, but now I understand that I need a little bit extra so that I can
mm-hmm.
keep going. So,
I
yeah.
think, like, in my community, we have a bunch of corporal cats that, work at a corporation and do a, 9 to 5 type of job. But the main takeaway from a lot of those community members is you use that to fund your passion, and that be your
Mm-hmm.
passion. Don't go in your and just make your job 100% your personality. Like, go do your corporal life, get the money, and then, like you said, uh, use that to fund what you're doing. And so it sounds like you're to be a little more comfortable. You're going to start balancing some side gigs, some side hustles. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Namori wanted to know: do you record every music you are creating and save it? Um,
I do record a lot of them. Yeah, especially the ambient nights. What I've started doing actually with the ambient streams is I record them and then I rip the audio. Well, I have the audio there because I'm recording it, but then I'll kind of clean it up a little and put it on Patreon, and that's
mhm.
a habit I'm trying to get into, because people really like the sleepy stuff. So trying to kind of find a way to keep that going, and so I definitely do it with ambient nights. There are nights that I forget to do it with the rowdy nights, but I'm trying to do all of them.
Mm, okay. Also, your community is glad that you got some side hustles. They're willing to support you no matter what. That's what it looks like. Feel strong. For some, many hobbies and passions somehow always end up funding my life. That is true, Smokescreen. You seem to go hard on stuff, and you're so good at it that you can actually make money from it. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Oh yeah, your community loves the ambience, and it sounds like Lainey. If you are in need of ambience, we know a streamer who has a Patreon where you can go to and listen to those and just clunk out. Uh,
Hmm.
all right, Pepper Hands. Yep. Oh. uh, okay. Um, so prior to pulling those side gigs, you were full time musician and
Yeah.
streamer, or just musician?
Yeah. So before these jobs, I basically, since 2020, I've just been fully into the music and streaming, and it started small because that's how it
That
goes
always
when you
starts.
start out streaming. Yeah, you start out small, and then I just kept at it. And fortunately for me, I live with my family, so I didn't have rent or like crazy bills. I just had like the phone bill and, my credit card debt or whatever. Like I just had small bills to pay. So I wasn't worried too much about making a ton of money or anything. So I was able to just dive in. So I started out just streaming, and then some of my community suggested that I do Patreon and Kofi. So I started doing that. And then I eventually, once I realized people seemed like they might want theme songs, I started writing theme songs. I've done some video game work. I did a game that actually didn't get released, sadly, but it was supposed to be a VR game about aliens and stuff. So if it ever comes out, I'll let you guys know. But but I did that. So and then I also, once the world opened back up, I do play horn still. I'll play for churches and stuff like that. So you know, so yeah, pretty much spread out across different
Nice.
venues of music. But yeah, I've been doing music full time for the last like 4.5 years. So
Yep.
yeah.
Smokescreen says, "Giga woman, chase your dreams, easy." Aw, nice.
mm.
No big costs with so many instruments. Nemori is judging you. He's all,
Yeah.
hmm. I,
Yeah.
yeah, I think even he's picking up you have an instrument addiction.
Yeah, I do, I do. Well,
uh,
to be fair though, I haven't bought a heck of a lot since I think I'm trying to think. This was the OP1. It's all put away because I don't want to look at it because it makes me sad because it's broken. But this is the
oh,
most recent thing that I got. Yeah, and I got that for Europe. I went to TwitchCon Paris last summer, and
nice.
yeah, it was neat. It totally destroyed my bank account, but I had traveled Europe for a month and I brought my
Oh,
little thing and
that's an incredible experience, though. That's an incredible
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
amazing. I found out I had a lot of friends in Europe, so I got to see a whole bunch of them and got to jam with some of them and got to go to concerts and things like that. I went to a concert in Amsterdam with the Golden Shrimp Guild, which is my synth family. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah, so it's been a life.
Wow.
uh,
Wow. American, no, I'm not gonna stop Americans trying to colonize Europe. You bobs assemble. Nice, nice. Uh, uh, I have to commend you because, like, as a streamer that at a VTuber, like, I have a lot of technical challenges and stuff breaks all the time. You have even more, in my opinion. So I want to ask you, how do you balance the creative aspects of music creation with the technical demands of live streaming? Like, how do you balance that?
well, uh, so I actually used to do a lot more with the streaming side of things. I have a green screen that's behind me here, and I've got like giant umbrella lights. And I used to do a ton of green screen scenes, and I would change it up every week. And I know a lot of people miss that. But what I've found is that just keeping it simple, keeping it simple and consistent has helped me a ton because it's
Oh,
minimized my preparation time and as my screen glitches. I'm not really sure why I've been noticing that I'm glitching today. That's okay though. Anyway, but yeah, I've just started dwindling everything down to be as simple as possible and still
nice,
trying to keep it look nice. Yeah, I want it to look good, but I don't. I'm over working overtime on scenes and stuff. Honestly, so
nice.
laziness really helps. Uh, uh, but honestly, tech stuff does come up. There have been days where I have this up, this scene, and I actually had to take off. Usually have a display capture underneath to get like a rainbow trail, and I thought maybe that was what was causing the glitching. So I tweak stuff as the stream's going, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Score
It's
one to
just a
the
matter of
races.
yeah. It's all about rolling with the punches, which is something I'm trying to get even better at. But yeah,
I
so
see
it's
it. I see it as you are employing the KISS method. Like, keep it simple, silly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have to say, um, that's min maxing and that's optimization. Like, I don't see that as a lazy move. I see that as the five hit. I see it as a five hit move. Uh,
iPad.
Bill Gates, I chose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find the easy way to do it. Exactly, Smokescreen. Exactly. Before he went full evil on us. He was evil from the get go, in my opinion, but that's a side
Yeah.
story. uh, uh, I have to ask you, you've been on Twitch a lot and streaming a lot longer than I have, but have you had any particular memorable moments or experiences while streaming? Like, is there anything that comes up, like your top three events that come to mind?
Oh man. Well, um, I will say, okay, there are a few things that were pretty cool. So one of the first ones when I started streaming, it was during lockdowns, and I was still playing Shroud of the Avatar, and Lord British, who created Ultima and all of those video games, like the entire Ultima series, his birthday was coming up on July 4th. So in the game, they have fireworks, and me and a group of the players, we coordinated a fireworks show,
Nice.
and my brother and I orchestrated the theme song for Ultima. It's called Stones, and we did it. We performed it for the creator of the game, and
Nice.
it was really cool because the next stream that the devs had, he was on there, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, the graceful bard, blah blah blah," and he came into my stream a few times after that, and
Nice.
it was really cool. It was pretty cool, and he's like, "I'll do anything for the graceful bard," and then
That's
I was
awesome.
like, "Come on my stream," but I didn't actually get around to that, so
Oh.
that's my bad. I know now but it was really cool when it happened. So that was one that was pretty memorable. I feel like Gabriel Night Shadow was probably there for that
Mhm.
that era. But then oh yeah, WWE Superstars rating her stream. Yeah,
What?
that's recent. Yeah, I
That
found out a
happened?
couple of yeah, there's a couple of NXT people that are streamers, namely A Kid and Chase University. They're like friends of ours now, which is really cool because I like wrestling, so yeah. But
Wow.
I don't know. That I guess that's kind of up there. That was a pretty I my reaction when A Kid rated, I was like, but
Hmm.
that was pretty cool. But I think the number one thing was last March I was featured on the front page for the whole month for Women's History Month,
Nice.
and yeah, and that's kind of like what got our stream to what it is today.
Nice.
Cause yeah, we gained like I don't know, like 3,000 followers in that month or something alone. It was insane. Yeah,
What?
it was nuts. It was nuts. And and then the ball kind of started rolling after that. But that was amazing because every single day it was like there's 2,000 people in the chat and I'm like, how do I handle this? What do I say?" And that's how zombies found us. Yeah. So, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that I think that was the number one
You perform very
memory for
well.
me. It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I still can't believe that that happened. And that's actually going on now. So
Mhm.
I'm not a part of it this year, but if you guys are interested in finding some good women's history, legendary women is what they call it. If you're looking for some legendary women on Twitch, you can go to the main page and there's like a category for it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, you're too much legendary woman to be there again. You would just dominate again. So they,
Uh,
they they had to they had to suppress you a little bit.
yeah. I've moved into legendary god status. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. They don't even need to question. You
No.
don't need it.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm good now. I
Mhm.
don't think I could handle that pressure twice anyway. To be honest with you, like I freak out if I get a raid. I'm just like, what do I do? Hi, welcome in. So
That's funny. That's funny. Mo is on there. That is true. Code Miko
yeah,
is being featured as one of the legendary women this year, and she is a legendary woman in tech and doing 3D
heck yeah.
VTubing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, how do you please everybody? Lol from Future Worm?
Who's that for me?
Yeah, that's for you.
Uh, how do you please everybody? I don't know. You can't. You can't please everybody.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't do
not.
it.
Yeah.
You can try though.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I have to know, like now that you're a seasoned musician and live streamer, what advice would you give aspiring? What Pit? Speaking of raid. All right, let me shout you out again, Pip. Let me shout you out again. Shouted you out
Small pity.
earlier.
Small pity.
Again, Extra Pip. If you guys, Bard, if you didn't know Extra Pip, I've interviewed him before. He's the record holder for 6 hours on
No,
my stream
I'm so angry. I want her
afterwards.
to be on live more.
But he is a 3D VTuber, and he's a cool dude. Weekend streamer.
No.
I've had a lot of fun on his stream, especially because he'll do something like Truck Driver Simulator while having like 5 cocktails. The only safe way, essentially, to operate a vehicle and under the influence. But they're a fun time. So if you haven't checked out the Graceful Bard, if you haven't checked out Pip, I recommend you check out Pip. An extra Pip.
Elf.
This is my interviewee for today. This is the Graceful Bard. She is a improvised musician streamer that I met on Dan Clancy's stream. And she enjoyed watching one of my interviews so much that she's given me the opportunity to interview her. So take a seat and enjoy this interview because this is one of the coolest musicians I've ever found on Twitch. You're up there. You're up there.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking of, you're a seasoned musician. What advice would you give aspiring musicians who are interested in starting their own Twitch channel?
Honestly, the biggest thing is probably just making sure that you go into it totally interested in what you're doing. Like, don't pretend to be something that you're not. Just be your truest self and try to have fun. Because the second that you start to do things because you think other people are going to want to see it, that's when you find yourself trapped, because if you succeed doing something that you don't like, you're going to be trapped doing something that you don't like. So,
Like
yeah.
letting your chat torture you? I'm stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Chat.
I saw a question. Let me scroll up to it. I lost track of it. Who are your inspiration when it comes to your music and your loops? Like, who are your inspirations from Zombie?
Oh man. Gosh. I'm gonna cop out and say everything that I listen to is inspiring to me. Really, I listen to a lot of music. So, but I mean, loop wise, I would say other Twitch streamers definitely have influenced me. There's one streamer in particular that is the reason that I ended up getting the 505, and his name is Aaron Goldberg.
Okay.
And he's another improv looper. He's been kind of dabbling in other things, so he's been kind of moving away from the 505. But when I found him, he was just straight up doing improv, just doing looping, and it was hugely inspiring to me. Mm-hmm. So I draw a lot of inspiration from other looping artists.
Nice.
I really like Reggie Watts. Reggie Watts isn't. I don't think he's on Twitch, but Reggie Watts is a huge looper, and he's insane, which I like. I like when people are just totally nuts and weird, and he runs with it. So, yeah, but there are a lot of musicians and a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm.
Bjork,
hey, welcome back,
Head.
Fish. Yeah, actually, let's go in that direction. Who are some of your musical influences that kind of shaped your sound?
Well, Bjork is one of them, I guess.
Love Bjork.
Yeah, I like Portishead for sure. I like Massive Attack. I don't know. I cover Fever Ray and Radiohead quite a bit when I decide to do covers. I like Radiohead. I don't know. I also listen to a ton of film scores, like I mentioned before. I love film scores. I love ambient music. So I don't know. I like a lot of stuff. But I would say anything that's kind of like 90s trip hop, probably, like, Massive Attack, Portishead, Tricky. Who else? Who else do I like? I mean, growing up, I listened to a lot of Tori Amos, but Tori
Okay.
Amos is she's kind of on the back burner now these days. But
Mhm.
every so often I'll jam out to her. But
Nice. Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Cool, cool, cool.
Meow.
I have to ask you, uh, oh, everyone's complimenting your choices in music, by the way. Oh yeah, who was that gal you've been listening to? Yeah, that's Tori Amos. Yep. Okay. What are your musical goals for the future? Like, what is your goal?
Well,
Or maybe even some milestones in a goal.
Well, so it's interesting because I've been getting asked this question a lot going through, job interviews and talking to people in my life. They're just kind of like, "What are you trying to do with your life?" And I am still figuring it out, honestly. Like I love streaming, but I want to do more than just stream. And so I'm trying to sort of create something for myself, but
Hmm.
composition is a huge thing. I really enjoy the process of writing music, so that's something that I want to keep doing. If I could get like a video game deal, that would be incredible. Or like some sort of recurring commission, that would be pretty dope. Because then you can just hang out and write music and sit in your pajamas and have candles on and not have to look pretty for anybody. But uh, that goes back to minimizing effort, and it's nice. But also, I do like the idea of building community and helping people. So I would like to figure out a way to create a sort of performance style that's not just like, "Hi, I'm the Graceful Bard and I'm going to play a show for you," but maybe more interactive where
Hmm.
I can get the audience involved like you do on Twitch. That's something that I miss when I try to do live gigs. So I'm trying to kind of create like a therapeutic mishmash of music and community in
Hmm.
physical format, because right now I don't feel like it really exists too many places. So that's something I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for your community? Like I call my community the Gatos because we're all cats.
Yeah, I think we've been
Bardettes?
called Bardites. Yeah, like the Graceful
Bardettes?
Bardites.
Bardites?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Bardites. Here's your mission. Help this goddess figure out how to incorporate a Twitch stream with her live stream, or like her live music show. Let's help
yeah.
her figure out the technical logistics because that's probably the hardest part is figuring out the technical logistics. But I really think that would be a great opportunity to engage with your audience both live in person as well as your bardettes from afar. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. Um,
Hmm.
bardettes, baby.
Yeah.
Nice. Uh, maybe you could spin up some Twitch plugins and create instruments and let chat jam with you. That would be cool. That would be cool. I mean, if you guys have the technical
Mm.
background, I think the Bard would appreciate your technical help because she's a musician,
Yeah.
not a programmer.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Nice, nice. Uh, I mean, if Loop Daddy
Yeah.
himself, Markfield Lit, did do it, I know Barty can do it.
That's
True.
true.
That is true.
Yeah. I will say Mark Rebier is really inspiring in that sense. Like he's a lot of energy, and I say that a lot, and I hope he never sees me saying that because I love I love his music, but he's wild. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's
Mm-mm.
he's another 505 looper. He's like the looper. He's huge. And but he goes out in public and he'll just jam on the street and people
Nice.
come over and like dance and stuff, and I love his energy when it comes to getting the live audience involved. But
Loop Daddy. Nice.
I gotta work on that. I'm so shy in real life. I get such bad stage fright. I don't know. I'm fine with streaming because it's like I'm in my room, but in front of real flesh people, it's different.
Extra Pip has him as his morning alarm, and he screams to wake me up
Oh
every
yeah,
morning. Nice, nice.
yeah,
Awesome, awesome. Um, well, that kind of dovetails into the question I was going to ask next. Have you released your recorded music, and you do live performance outside of Twitch?
yeah, yeah. So I do have music on Bandcamp and Spotify, but it's complicated because I do have a Graceful Bard Bandcamp, and I do
Mhm.
have a Graceful Bard Spotify, but that's like fairly new because everything I was doing before Bard was under the alias Jen, but spelled XHEN. So it's really complicated to explain to people, and I'm working on that because I really like my old alias, but it's not as memorable as the Graceful Bard. So it's like I'm
Mhm.
still releasing stuff as both. It's just confusing. So yeah, yeah. There you go. They got it. Hey, make mistakes. Uh, yeah. So it's out there though. I need to release more music. I need to write more music. I will
Mhm.
say that streaming kind of takes up a lot of my time. So unless I'm writing for somebody else lately, I haven't been writing as much. But
Nice,
yeah,
nice. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then live gigs. I do live gigs. I actually just had an open mic that I did a short set for, and it was good. But I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out again the whole live performance thing because here in New York, I feel like most people are going to bars to kind of like talk and like have the music in the background, and I want something that's interactive. I want to accomplish something by playing. It just feels like a waste of time. I don't want to be background music. I may as well just bring like an MP3 or something and
Yeah,
just
be a
play it.
pre-recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for me to actually be there. So
Mhm.
so that's something I'm still trying to figure out. But yeah, I do it anyway just to kind of meet people and get out of my box once in a while.
All right. Thank you for the follow. Make mistakes and zombies. All right. What are your thoughts on a cover album? Future Worm wants to know.
Ooh.
Like,
I've thought about it actually. I've thought about it. Um, Honestly, if I were to do a cover album, I've thought about maybe doing like a Radiohead cover album of In Rainbows maybe, but I don't know. There's a lot, or maybe like a Tori Amos cover album. There are a lot of things that I've thought about doing, but
mm,
yeah, it's just so much. It's
mm,
just so much.
nice, nice. Oh, do you have
Yeah.
any live shows planned in the futures?
Do I? No,
Nothing.
no,
Okay.
not yet.
You'll keep us
But
posted. You'll keep us posted. Oh, and then your community wanted everybody to know that XHEN on Spotify, but it's a special E. I don't know how to pronounce
it's
that E.
umlaut. And the
Oh,
only reason I did that is because somebody else on Spotify had the same name and they had one song, and I was like, what the heck?
oh,
So,
okay.
so I
Oh,
added an umlaut and it made it
all
complicated, but
right.
that's okay. Who cares? You guys
Uh,
can find it.
all
It's
right. Let me
fine.
go to my Twitch dashboard and let me copy Lord's message, and then I'm gonna spam it in the chat just to make sure that everybody sees it. Because I have that power. All right, there you go, guys. There you guys go. There's the Spotify list. Go hit that
And-
up. Go hit that up.
And Bandcamp too. If you put xhen.bandcamp.com, I have a lot more music on there because I only just recently started releasing my Gen stuff. I think there's only 2 songs under Gen right now, so
Okay.
on Spotify.
Okay, I do plan to
Yeah.
getting to your link tree later, so I will spam your link tree
Cool.
as well.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your music, your creative process, or your experience as a streamer?
Wait, say it again. Sorry, I
That's
zoned out
that's
for
a
a
lot.
second.
That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack in a question. But is there anything you'd like to share about your music, your creative process, or your experience as a streamer?
Well, anything I want to share about my music creative processes? Well,
Like basically
mean,
something you want to talk about your stream.
Well, I don't know. When I think about that sort of question, I guess I always just go back to the idea of sharing advice, I guess, for other streamers maybe who see what I'm doing and want to know more about it. I really just encourage people to follow their hearts and be true to themselves and do what they like to do. Because for me personally, I'll be honest, when I first started doing music stuff, I wasn't really sure how it would be received, especially some of my music can be a little dark and it can be a little wonky, and we go down some crazy rabbit holes. And I remember the first looping stream that I did, I was terrified because I had just been playing guitar and doing song list stuff before that. And some people weren't a fan, but some people liked what I was doing. So I was like, okay, as long as some people like the weird music, I'm going to just keep going down that path because that's what I want to do. And I'm really glad that I made that decision, because if I had just kept going down the path of what I thought other people wanted, I probably wouldn't have been streaming anymore. I
Nice.
definitely wouldn't have been streaming anymore. Yeah, because there are going to be hurdles in life. No matter which path you take, there are always going to be hurdles. It's never going to be easy. So we may as well do some soul searching and figure out exactly what it is that we want to do, or at least some semblance of what it is we want to do. That way, when we hit the hurdles, at least we're on the path that we want to be on,
Nice.
rather
Nice.
than some crappy one.
Nice. Okay, so be true to yourself, do what you like, and
Yeah.
go with that. Because, you know, I gotta say, chat can tell. They can tell. Like, if you're being unauthentic, they can tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Mad Fresh joined with the raid, but he had the question. I see a lot of interesting stuff in the background. What is your most useful piece of hardware or software? And I think I know the answer, but I'll let you say.
Yeah, my most useful piece of hardware is definitely my looper pedal, my 505. It's my baby. It's my pride and joy, you know. And that's hold on. That's this thing right here. And it's pretty great. It's literally changed my life for the better. And it's introduced me to a lot of other 505 loopers, which, little side note, I do host a raid train each year on
Nice.
505. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo weekend. It's going into its 4th year this year, called 505 Fest.
Yeah,
And it's pretty fun, because I started it as a small little thing, and we had basically one day of streams, and now it's maybe gonna go into a few days if I can get everybody on board.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been a lot of searching for the term 505 or a looper, and digging through people's VODs and being a creeper and being like, hey, I noticed you have a looper pedal like I do. You want to be in my raid train?
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, so that's the biggest piece of gear that I have. I love it. It's a game changer. It's amazing.
All right. Zombies wanted to say, I'd like to share Bard is an amazing streamer. Her ability to create wonderful music off the cuff, to hear her wacky voices like she likes to do, and her attempt to rap at times. But also for her personality, the way she brings her community together, not just through her awesome music, but for who she is as a space elf. She is very loving, caring, and one of the kindest Twitch has to offer. Amen.
You're so nice, zombies. Even if you
Nice.
are late to all the streams. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now that I know what they said, I make mistakes. That's 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Aw.
Clap. I will agree with that. If you that's most of the serious questions. I'm gonna do some bonus fun questions. Of all the new games that are coming out, which one would you like? Would you imagine you wish you could play on stream, or would want to play on stream?
Games, eh?
Yeah.
Huh. What games are coming out?
No, any like
Name-
recent ones, like Baldur's Gate 3. You know, we got Helldivers popping up right now. I mean,
Yeah. Well, people keep telling me I should play Baldur's Gate, so that's probably going to be one that I eventually do try to play.
You need to.
Whether it's
You
on
need to.
stream or not. Yeah, I feel
And-
like I should.
and you need to roll a bard. You need to roll a bard 100%, and design your character to look like you. I think it would be an amazing viewing experience, and also give you a break if you're just not feeling doing music one day. Just play Baldur's Gate for your community. I think that would be fun. She would totes play WWE 2K24.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, I would. I gotta wait for
Nice.
that to go on sale though. I literally just got 2K23, so and it took me like 4.5 hours to even start my character. So I can't
Nice.
even imagine with the customizations how the new one is. It's insane looking. So, but yeah, I
Nice.
would play that.
Nice. Cool. Um.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta ask you a streamer question. How do
Okay.
you handle negative or critical comments from your viewers?
Huh. Well, it's an evolution in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be nice, but I can sometimes be not nice. I try to be friendly. I mean, I try to just ignore it like at first, but if somebody is really, you know, pushing to be nasty in chat, usually I'll just either time them out or ban them. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I used to not. I used to try to teach them how to be better and not do that. Now I'm just kind of like ban, and even I don't know. I've been known to ban pretty hardcore. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be balanced about it. When I
Yeah.
first started streaming, I had no idea how to handle it, and I would like get offended and cry and stuff. So I'm getting better about not doing that.
Mm.
So,
Is he?
yeah.
No, I'm not referring to your constructive criticisms on screen. I am not. Oh, I have to ask you, what are your thoughts on the future of live streaming and the music industry? Like, you are a niche category within it, so I want to see what your thoughts are of the future for it.
Well, I personally think that live streaming is the future for music and for a lot of things because you figure, you can play in a bar or you can play at a venue, but you can only fit so many people in a venue. And like I was mentioning about bar gigs, half the time people don't even pay attention. And to me, the really cool thing about streaming is that you're able to build an audience around the world organically. Like people find you because, maybe somebody who does something similar to you rated in or whatever. And now you have this audience that genuinely appreciates what you're doing. And it's funny because I had the opportunity to take like an online Zoom course with some people that run an in-person folk festival.
Wow.
I won't mention names, but like I did a little course with them, and I mentioned that I was a live streamer, and they were kind of put off by it. Like I was asking questions about, what do you feel about somebody who maybe doesn't have stage experience as much as they do live streaming experience? And they were like, they don't understand. They have no idea. So I feel like there's still this rift between like the old school musicians who don't know anything about streaming and the streamers who are coming up and like making a living for themselves as a musician, but online. And so I think eventually, hopefully, that gap will be closed. And I would love to have something to do with that. I'd really love to get more involved with Twitch to try to boost the music community because it seems like they're kind of doing that, but I think it needs more. It needs a bigger push. But I think that I think it is the future. Personally, I think that
Yeah.
streaming is huge.
And
So
and you have the inside man.
the inside man,
Yeah, Dan Clancy is a
Camp
music
Clancy,
streamer. Yeah, DJ Clancy is a music streamer primarily.
yeah,
Like,
Clan Dancy,
and yeah, he knows you. He knows you.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, oh, Chunky made the comment. Venue pricing has also been broken. That is true. That is true. Prices on everything is broken these days. It's not even funny. And then
Yeah.
Lord wanted to say, I've never noticed her banning anyone. They suddenly disappear, never heard from again. Interesting.
That does happen. That
Uh,
happens.
Also, I gotta
Yeah.
say, the music community is pretty good. Pretty good. Like, I've gone into several other music community streams, and I haven't seen, like, really evil chatters or nasty chatters or anything. Like, it's pretty. Like, you go to that category because you know what you're looking for, and you're not there to troll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, believe it or not, this cat did a pools and hot tubs stream just to troll pools and hot tubs. And that was an experience. That was an experience.
Oh my gosh.
That was
I need to see that vibe.
that there. I have never had that that many individual views, thousands of individual views for like a stream where I'm
Wow.
usually only like 12 or 18 people. Like,
Oh my
it
goodness.
was a fun
I can
experience.
only imagine. I'm sure chat was completely wild and
No, they were on board. They were on board. They were on board, man. They were like, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's troll pools, hot tubs, and beaches. Stupid cat, get out of here. Show Booba. Exactly. They're like, get that cat out of the way. Show Booba. Hey, Little Hollow. Hey, thank you for joining us, Little Hollow. We are interviewing the Graceful Bard. In fact, I have to ask you for a big favor.
Okay.
Can you play something for us? We have a lot of raiders. We have a lot of new people who have not experienced your music before. Can you play something for us?
Okay. Sure. Maybe.
You want
Should
to?
I do something? I asked you this too, and I was like, I don't know. Should I? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna improvise. I think.
You're gonna go improv?
Right?
Okay.
Sure. Why not? I can sing. I can sing at your audience and sing at you and.
Exactly.
Do
You
that,
could
I guess.
you can still see my chat, right? So you can use them to loop with. All right.
I can see them. All right.
All right.
Let's see.
Let me add a stream marker. Gatos,
Okay.
the legendary, the Graceful Bard is in the house today. Graceful Bard, here to jam out with you, Gatos. So let her know what you think. This is going to be amusing. Meow Gustan, this musician. She's one of the best, I tell you, Gatos.
All right, let's see. I didn't preset anything. I do this at the beginning of my stream too. I always forget.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Let's see.
Gatos. Let's jam out with this bard. Improvise for us, Loop Mama.
I'm gonna use the cat piano since we're on cat stream.
Exactly. Awesome.
Okay.
Meow, meow,
I really
meow.
need to get a little audio output for this guy. Eventually, someday.
Meow, bitch!
Thank you for having me on your stream. It has been such a dream. So this is what I do. This is what we do. All right, let's start saying people's names. Ooh, wait, hold on a sec.
Chunky girl, go.
Okay. chunky gurgle, Nemore. How do you say that name?
Namori.
Nemore.
Namori.
Nemore. Little hollow 88. Symmetry saying more with the cat going home. Glow sticks, I like it all. Zombies, get ready to be recognized. Make mistakes, he is the model that everybody loves. I don't know. My brain's not on. And then we've got smoke screen. Smoke screen. Smoke screen. Smoke screen. Smoke screen. Smoke screen.
Type in the chat.
Chat.
Type in the chat.
Type in the chat.
Type in the chat. Get your name called out. No, I'm telling them.
I want to get my name sung out. Hold on. Wait. Jammies, slow jam. Yeah, that's a little taste. That's a little taste. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. My brain is short circuiting.
Box TV. Box TV.
What?
Box TV. Do Box TV.
Fox TV?
Box.
Box?
Box.
Fox?
Square. Box.
Box?
Yeah.
Box TV. Box TV. Box TV. Here, maybe I'll let's see. What is this? What is this? What do I do here? Right.
Avatar Radio. Welcome.
Oh, Avatar's Radio Rocks. Hey. I love how Ninja Gato avatar is just popping along.
Oh, I'm jamming out.
It's so
I love
cute.
it. I love it.
It's so little. I want to just pet you. I'm like, aww. Yeah, so thank you, Ninja Gato. Thank you for having me here. Buffer size 1200.
Oh,
Yay!
that was fun.
I could go forever. I gotta cut it off.
I clipped it all. That's awesome. That is awesome. I have to say, like, Gatos and the Bardettes, like, every time she sings your name, don't you just get that happiness center in your brain activated and melt? It was so good. It was so good.
Aww. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Loved it. Look at all of these people who are going to follow you from now on. They are inspired by your music. They love your singing. And that was amazing. That's definitely going to be a top Ninja Gato stream moment in history. And I'm going to remember you forever. This is awesome. See, Namori, that was amazing. I get that every time Barty sings anything nice. It's just the good juice of the brain. Exactly. Such a wonderful interview. Oh, there we go. Before we wrap, or before we say bye to YouTube, I wanted to see if there's any questions from the chat. We'll open it up to chat if you guys have any more questions. We have this bard. Ask away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 300 megabytes. Nice. I'll try to come up with a further question in the meantime. Are you watching anything right now? Like anime, movies, TV, like series, or anything you want to confess to?
Well, there was at one time. No, I'm just kidding. So I've been watching a lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling.
Yeah, that's something that my brother got me back into. I watched it a lot as a kid, and then we stopped. And then one day he's like, "Hey, let's watch WrestleMania just for old time's sake." And we got hooked into it again. So it's been a couple of years of that. But aside from that, I'm a huge Trekkie, so I'm just waiting for Star Trek stuff to come out. I've seen all of Star Trek. That was one thing I did over the lockdowns. Me and my brother, we binged all of Star Trek from the very first episode, from the very first series to the present. So we've been watching a ton of Star Trek.
That's a lot of content. That is a lot of content.
It's a lot. It's a ton. But it's so good. Oh my god! If you guys have never seen Star Trek, you gotta watch some of it. Just find one that resonates with you and start with that if you want. But I love it. But then in addition to Star Trek, I also watch Jeopardy with my family because I'm a nerd and I like Jeopardy. I like trivia. And then I also have been watching Cheers with my brother when we don't have other stuff to watch. Like at night, that's kind of our bonding time. So we'll either watch wrestling or Cheers.
Nice.
And that's it. We're almost done with Cheers too. So that, kind of interesting. But yeah. And then I was watching Dark for a while, but I keep falling off of it. And then every time I go back, I'm just like, I don't remember who anybody is because it's like time travel and there are like 50 versions of everybody. So I forget and then I get in and it's in German. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. So I got to rewatch all of it probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Lord wants to know if you could change your streamer name, what would you change it to?
Ooh, I mean, I've thought about it. I thought about changing it to something simpler than the Graceful Bard because I feel like graceful just feels like, oh, look at me, I'm so graceful, which is ironic because I'm really not. I'm actually clumsy and disgraceful, so I'm the opposite of a word in as many ways as possible. But you know, it works, I guess. So I don't know what I would change it to. Maybe something involving my other musical alias just to simplify things. But then I feel like, you know, it's hard to remember how to spell that and meh. So
Oh yeah, you've already established the Bard. You know, brand as the Bard.
yeah.
Maybe the only
Yeah.
thing you might consider is if it's available, drop the, so you could be like Facebook, how it used to be the Facebook,
Yeah.
and then just be
Graceful
Graceful
Bard.
Bard. Yeah, drop the.
Yeah.
That would maybe. All right.
Maybe.
Namori
Maybe.
says, "What's the easiest way if anyone wants to get in touch with you?"
So yeah, you can.
I was gonna get to
It
your
depends.
website later. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say honestly, if you're just looking to say hi, probably Discord. But if you're looking to submit a request for like a commission or something, usually email's the best because that's probably like if somebody writes me on Discord and says, "Hey, I want you to write me a song," I usually direct them to that form just so that it's all in one spot. Because otherwise I'm super disorganized and I'll be like, wait, where did I have that person asking me about this song? So now I have like a little commissions folder in Gmail for that. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, you can write me on Twitch if you want, but that usually, I hate Twitch's messaging system because it erases the messages after a while and you can't see everything. But Discord is nice. So yeah, if you're on Discord, you can find me on there or, yeah, email works, thegracefulbard@gmail.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gabe wants to know any other future collabs with any other streamers.
That is a good question. I've been talking about maybe gaming with some people.
Anytime. Hit me up anytime.
Yeah. Oh my god. I would love to come back and do games with you. Honestly. I am a big fan of streams that are like VTubers or people that do interesting content that's not what you typically see. I really have a lot of respect for what you do. I think it's cool. I think it's really neat. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not every day you get interviewed by a cat.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I'd rather be interviewed by a cat than a person, that's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chunky wants to know, what kind of food do you eat most often? Oh, I think I know the answer to this, but go for it.
What? What? Really?
Yeah,
Wait.
go for it.
Wait, what? Wait, let's see. What do I eat the most often? I eat a lot of like rice and beans and stuff, honestly. But I also eat a lot of veggie nuggets. I make like vegetarian buffalo wings a lot. What have I been trying to eat more of lately? I have yogurt every day.
Yeah, like the cat dude, myself, play Baldur's Gate 3. We could probably set up a collab sometime, or even, or if you want a game, like a couple games that are games that you can just play with having no background in, play for as little or as long as you want. There's things like Party Animals or Lethal Company seems to be a popular option. What's up, DJ Essie? I'm game to try. Yeah. We definitely could do it. And then even with Baldur's Gate 3, you can pick up one of our characters, use it, and then give it back, and like just drop in and try it. There's all kinds of stuff. And also lots of gamers in this community, and I'm sure you have gamers within your community. So yeah.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of gamers. It's cute. It's got a lot of cute little gamers in my community.
All right. Did I miss any other questions? Let's see. Let me scroll chat really quick. Yes, gaming, excellent idea. Nice. Orcs. Orcs? Is that a game? Orcs? she tried to eat the souls of her enemies, but everyone loves her, so she went hungry. That's a compliment. Oh, a D&D session? I actually haven't ever done D&D. Do you do D&D?
I've done it. I haven't played a full campaign of D&D though. I've done other tabletop games, but I haven't played D&D.
Yeah, we need like a. You probably have a skilled master somewhere in your community that probably set up a stream session. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. I actually, I have a couple of friends in this community that do kind of like a D&D style improvised role playing, and it's like it's not gaming, but it's cool because they have these improvised sessions, and then afterward they'll save it, and the next session will be based off of the lore from the one before. Usually, it's really cool. That's goodness gracious, King Norcal. I forget what his username is now because he changed it once, and then I never remembered it again. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you like D&D, that's a good place to go. But yeah. Oof.
Nope, orcs is what space elfies eat. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
nice,
true.
True. Okay, Gatos and Bardettes. Any last questions? I actually caught my first king.
Oh yeah,
king. I can't say that.
Aw, thanks, Sauce.
Nice. Good. You got the underscore there? Okay. Let me ask you another filler question. Superpower. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would want to be able to shapeshift. I think shapeshifting seems pretty cool. Yeah, because then I could be a bird, so I could get flight. I could be something really small, so that's basically the same as being invisible. Or I could be something really big and be really strong. Yeah, I think shapeshifting seems pretty cool.
That's what this gato does, believe it or not. I can. I am a shinobi cat, so I could shift. I could shift, believe it or not. Let me show you. I can change colors.
Oh!
Now I'm a Russian blue. Yep. And back to orange. I could also, technically, I could shift into any animal, but I refuse to be anything other than a cat because we are worldly perfection, in my opinion. We are the apex of the world, the true apex, in my opinion. And then also, every once in a while, I have to shift into a humanoid form. So I have a couple humanoid model of me. So nice. Oh, okay. Okay, Nomori has a good question. So I do food journeys on my channel. It's currently what I'm doing with my community. So he wants to know, what is a food dish you would want this gato to try? And I need to tab out of my project so I could get more GPU resources. Back to you.
Okay. So one of my favorite things that I like to get, there's this this place kind of near me that makes really amazing dosas, which is like, an Indian crepe. It's like an Indian crepe basically, but it's got like spices on it, and then they give you like a potato and onion filling, and then it comes with all these delicious sauces. Dosas, yeah.
All right.
I would probably feed you that because that's one of my favorites. I don't get it very often, but it's amazing.
Yep. Okay. I just turned sound alerts back on, guys. Sorry, I turned them off during the song because I didn't feel like they would necessarily mix. But they're back on now. Sorry, I will refund those channel points to those who pushed the buttons and didn't hear sound. But I will refund them after stream. So it's still off. I just turned it back on. Oh, you're no, no, not that sound alert. Not yeah. See, you can play uwu. See, uwu. I told you, not in my YouTube video. All right, all right. Any other questions? Okay, so that was that. I'm a blue Russian spy. No, I am not a Russian spy. There they go. There they go. No, I'm not making you admin supposed to be. I am terrified of what you would do. I am terrified of what you would do. Okay. With that, I think we'll say bye to YouTube and do the fake outro.
Meow, bitch!
Meow, bitch. All right. Well, Graceful Bard, thank you for coming onto the channel, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you playing for us, and I'm glad to share you with my community. I think we're all going to go jam out with you in the future, and love to hear you sing some more for us in the future. But this has been fun. This has been fun. So everyone, bye YouTube. It was good seeing her and having her here. We appreciate you being here. Alright, YouTube, have a good one. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow my kick. I'm still trying to get affiliated. I'm like at 38 followers. I need 70. Hopefully before that platform implodes or something. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye, YouTube.